a student developmental theater program here at UCF. We do only student-written, student-directed, student-acted, and student-produced performances here. We're really happy to bring new works to the main stage here at UCF. So please, please, please donate. These were a little poor. But we're also really excited to bring some awesome new things to the stage tonight. Now, without further ado, I'm happy to introduce to the stage Washed Out, written by Alex Storer and directed by Hannah Allison. There is a warning for this show of violence, sexual situations, and strong language. So if you feel uncomfortable by this, please feel free to leave now. Cool, awesome. Now, here's Washed Out. Marshall, it's been so long. It's so wonderful to see you.
I'm sorry. Remind me, where do I know you from?
Oh, come on, you don't remember? Talistream.
Oh, Talistream, of course. How are you? How have you been? What have you been doing since?
Well, I couldn't stay at Talistream, so I ended up in Vector 180. And we couldn't bear to be apart. Thanks so much for staying with me. So, how have you been? Seems like you've been doing pretty well for yourself.
Well, you've got that right. Turns out they're not wrong. I was a score manager for 15 years, but all it took was the right idea at the right time, and bam.
I've got to say, when I heard you made it at first, I was skeptical. I was like, Marshall Scribeck? No way. But then I thought about it some more, and it makes perfect sense. You're always such a dork about the machines. You know every gear, every circuit board, every little piston.
What's the idea that got you rich anyway?
Honestly, it's a little bit silly. You see, Architect picked up my idea for a drone fly that follows household pests back to the source and destroys their nest.
That's actually a really great idea.
Thank you.
Speaking of household pests, they won't stick around if they can't find anything to eat. You should try our amazing new Zen Gauge Smart Lock containers. They can be set to open with a fingerprint, face scan, or voice recognition. And once you have them installed, for free I might add, they're automatically hooked up to your building's waste disposal system. That way, when you detect the product's expiration date, it'll vaporize.
That's great.
So tell us more. We never got to know you well enough. If I'm being honest, the rumors I've heard seem too incredible to be true.
Well, I don't know what rumors you've heard, but let's see, I was actually born as one of the naked.
The naked?
That's right, but thanks to the kindness and generosity at Ambrosia Court, that was fixed pretty early on. I started work a little bit late, around age 6, but I caught on pretty quickly.
No kidding. Well, just look at you now. Oh, and that reminds me. Did you know that Ambrosia Core is out with its greatest new upgrade? The Syntagon 720 adds a revolutionary new overlay that allows you to see, in real time, the effects, products, and actions we'll have on your scores. Don't be surprised by an unexpected drop ever again, and act every day to reach your goals. We are so proud of you, Marshall. Just goes to show that the American dream is still alive and well.
Absolutely. Marshall, do you remember whatever happened to Raven back at Talistream? I would have thought you invited her, but I don't see her anywhere.
I'm not sure. I have a feeling she might have gotten washed out.
Marshall?
Marshall,
it's so good to see you.
I can't do this anymore, Marshall.
Raven!
It's gonna be okay, I promise.
Marshall.
I don't want to survive. I want to live. Ah!
Marshall, wake up, Marshall. Wake up, Marshall. Wake up, Marshall.
God damn it!
Good morning to you, too.
Shut up.
Dream ended too soon?
No, not too soon, just,
What?
nothing, it was nothing.
Raven again?
What? No, not Raven again, just, alright, you got me, yes, Raven again.
Marshall, you know how I feel about that. You should leave the past in the past and move on with your life.
I know. Look, not to get too harsh or anything, but product placement's getting a little bit too intrusive. It's hard to stay immersed in the dream when Zengage and Ambrosia keep finding their way in within a minute of each other.
That does sound a bit excessive. Let me check the protocol on that and I'll submit a report for you if necessary. I don't believe you're supposed to get more than one every 2 minutes.
That's what I thought too. Thank you, Ainsley. What time is it?
It is 6:02 a.m. A bit earlier for you than usual?
Any recommendations?
The best investment of your time would be to spend 30 minutes exercising. Your health score has dropped 20 points in the last week due to a lack of movement. Another week like that and you'll be in the next bracket up for health insurance premiums.
They don't give me any leeway on that anymore.
Neither does your waistband.
Come on, this early in the morning?
Sorry.
The next recommendation?
The second best investment of your time would be to spend 27 minutes with your friend Nick. That will set you on the road for rehabilitating your social score so that you can get into the chess club.
Wait. Rehabilitating? What's my social score?
Your current average is 547.
547? Wasn't it over 600 last week?
That's correct. Looks like the biggest thing there was from spending so much time with Austin last week.
Why is Austin washing out my social score?
Looks like Austin served time for felonies 12 years ago. Shoplifting and driving without a license.
Shit. What an asshole. You're just gonna wash someone out like that without letting them know your liability first?
Should I delete him from your contacts?
Yes, and don't let him call or ping me either. It's not worth the risk.
Done. What's your course of action for this morning, Marshall? Only 51 minutes now until start of work.
I don't feel like talking to Nick right now. I guess I'll go with the exercise.
Sounds good to me. I'll start a workout plan for you.
Perfect. Well, it looks like the subject was within the range of the felony. Let's go with 20 points from trust.
That sounds right to me.
Are you kidding me? Compass can suck my dick then.
Okay, well, this one doesn't seem too bad. No coherent political ideology, no true threat of violence. Let's go with 7 points from trust.
Profanity directed at a CEB company member requires at least a 12-point deduction.
Come on, I mean, this thing is barely a threat.
Rules are rules, Marshall.
Come on, he barely did anything. I mean, all he did was... Oh, fuck. Okay.
Don't forget that the Coordinated Enterprise Board's compensation formula is linked to real-time calculation of productivity score. If your cases per minute continues to drop, so will your pay.
I know. Next case. Looks like a software update stall out. Oh, well, the subject was exercising. Okay, well, let's just add the calories burned and add that to their health score.
All right, decide how severe this case of asthma is and how it should impact the subject's health score.
Got it. Wheezing does not appear particularly pronounced. The frequency of attack is low. Quantity of sputum is insignificant. 20-point deduction.
Next case. Subject has just been diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Subject has no prior medical history. Subject is 10 years old.
Okay. Social media outbursts for review. 2:35 p.m. How am I supposed to live like this? I don't even have time to think, and when I do, I can't even think for myself. 2:38 p.m. It wasn't always like this. I've heard the stories. Human beings used to be human beings. 2:40 p.m. They're watching me. They're in my thoughts. They're in my brain. One wrong step and I get forced back into line. 2:45 p.m. The company isn't there to make you feel like you have a choice, but you don't. They're all run by the same people, you can tell. It's all an illusion. We should break that illusion and make something better. Okay, well, that's clear articulation for the desire of structural change. All the other comments would all just be 20 points each, but the articulation is a full washout. Full washout. I'm going on break. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Sure you can, Marshall. You've been doing it for at least...
Search for other job prospects, please.
Marshall, I really don't
Search
think
for
that's...
other job prospects.
Sure. I found 7 openings in your area.
Okay. Talk to me about the top 3 with benefits and pay.
First one, sales clerk Amteco, selling Amteco products. 12-hour shifts, 6 shifts per week, 1.9 cents per hour per point of productivity score. Benefits include employee discounts.
Next.
Receptionist, Emerald Terrace Health Management Corps. Greet customers, patients, and families, holds records, and direct visitors to the proper areas. 14-hour shifts with half days off on Sundays. 2.25 cents per hour. Benefits, discounts on select Emerald Terrace health insurance plans.
Okay, that's not too bad. Bookmark it for me, please.
You've got it. Last of the 3, Sony Virtual Reality Quality Control Team. Submerge yourself into virtual reality games, explore targeted areas, and complete specific actions to find inconsistencies and address them before players encounter them. 13-hour shifts, 6 shifts per week, 1.75 cents per hour. Benefits, free Sony membership to the Virtual Reality Arcade.
Okay. That one seems like the most fun. But the pay is a lot worse than what I'm doing right now. Although I do like the day off. Add that one to the list.
The Sony one?
Yes.
You got it.
Hello? Is anyone there? Ainsley. Why am I here? Raven.
Marshall.
How are you? How have you been? That's weird.
How are you? What are you doing with yourself now?
I work for the CEB.
CEB? You really sold yourself out on that one, huh?
What do you mean?
Nothing. They at least pay you pretty well, right?
Yeah, really well. Whatever happened to you back at Palestream?
Oh, let's just say I stumbled across some information I wasn't supposed to see, and it had a pretty big effect on me.
What kind of information?
Never mind. I like what you've done with your hair.
Oh, thank you. You know, we never really did go out on that date.
No time. That place had us exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, who even has time to date nowadays anyway?
For someone of your class, dating's a myth, honestly.
My class.
I have a lot to teach you.
Attention, coordinated enterprise board employees. An unexpected mainframe blackout has occurred. Work is canceled for the day. Employ the rooms unless absolutely necessary. Work will resume tomorrow. Thank you for your loyalty and cooperation. Attention, coordinated enterprise board employees.
Ainsley. Ainsley. Ainsley? Raven.
Excuse me, Hey, could I get some food or change or anything, please?
Sorry, not today.
Please.
Didn't you hear him?
Fuck the CED. Look, I'm starving. I haven't eaten in days. I just need some money for sure. Can you please help me?
I'm sorry, I don't carry any cash on me, just this.
Oh, okay, I understand, but why are you here?
What do you mean?
You have one of those. Why are you here?
Oh, the mainframe's down.
The mainframe is down.
Yeah, it's a full blackout. These things aren't working.
Marshall? Marshall! You really do look exactly the same as I remember. Besides the hair, of course.
Well, should I have changed my appearance, gotten piercings or a facial tattoo or a cyborg guy by now, or what?
Maybe it'd be a little less boring.
Oh, so I'm boring now.
You have to be to work at the CED.
I guess you're... Wait, how do you know that?
How do I know you work at the CED?
Yeah,
You told me just a couple of hours ago. Don't you remember?
but that was a...
A dream. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Let me let you know a little secret. Do you remember we used to play chess?
all the time.
Do you remember when you would put your knight in one spot where it could take two of my pieces, and I had to choose which one I wanted to save? What did you call it again?
A fork.
Yes, a fork. Well, we have them in a fork, and today's the first step. We have to see which piece they're going to save, and whichever one they choose, we have a path to checkmate.
I'm sorry. Who is they? And checkmate?
I can't really say, especially not when you've still got that thing on your wrist.
And you don't?
No. Marshall, do you know what part of town you're in?
Not really. I've never been here before.
It's the naked part of the city. I'm surprised you couldn't tell. It's a dump over here. But in some ways it's better.
Okay, so you can't tell me anything, even though the mainframe's down?
No, it could come back up at any moment, and memories aren't always safe either. Do you want me to take it out?
What? No!
I can't tell you anything until you're how God intended you to be. Think about it. That's all I ask is think about it. God, I loved playing chess with you. The way you focused on the board. It was like you and me in the game were the only things in the world. And you were vicious too. You planned so many moves ahead, and you were ready for anything I ever did. It takes a real genius to do that, Marshall, especially so consistently. No schmuck at chess or strategy, but I think there's really something out there you just haven't tapped into yet. Maybe I can help. Christ, you did always play black, huh?
What do you mean?
I always had to make the first move.
Well, at least I always make the second.
Marshall, what the hell are you doing? You won't be able to get into the chess club for weeks the way your Stelter score is dropping. Marshall, your trust score is also falling precipitously. If you think Stockmar is bad, have you ever been to a super target? Marshall, if you kiss this person one more time, your scores will be too low for any of the alternate jobs we discussed yesterday.
Even the Sony one?
Even the stony one.
Sony? Really?
I'm sorry. I have to go.
Think about what I said.
keep Marshall in line without having to do this. I let him know he'd lose his job with the CEB, and once that sunk in, he left.
I understand that, and that was the right thing for you to do. But at the end of the day, we think it's the best move to just delete the memories so that there's not even a tiny chance Marshall slips up and gets washed out. It's for his own good.
I disagree. The scores will keep him in line. That's what they're meant to do, after all.
It's for your host's own good. If Marshall gets washed out because of another encounter with his alley dweller, we could be liable.
But that's not what's better for my host. Marshall needs something to make him feel like a human being. This framework we've set up doesn't allow for that. I keep Marshall in line for you. I understand that's my job. But won't you allow him just one memory he can look fondly on? Something he can dream about, for Christ's sake? Some place he can go in his brain where things are bearable. That'll give you more time where he's productive before the mind break. That's beneficial to you.
We appreciate your spirited argument on behalf of your host, but this decision has already been made. I'm downloading the memories now in case of legal issues. Done. Here's the memory log program. No funny business now, Ainsley.
As you wish. You don't have to worry about me.
Marshall? Marshall? Hey! Hey, where the fuck is my child?
Trebek, I'd suggest you keep watch that tongue of yours unless you want it detached from your throat.
Where is my child?
Name.
Marshall Scribeck.
Tyler Stream Company Housing Room 426. You've been authorized for a period of 5 minutes, starting now.
Marshall? Marshall! Marshall? Hi. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. The shiny thing we used to put in the chip stung a little, but other than that, I'm great.
How did you end up here?
I came.
What do you mean?
I took the map lab here all by myself.
Why would you do that?
To help you, Mom.
What?
To help you.
What in the world would make you think that this would help me? I didn't want you to get chipped. We talked about this.
But Mom, they said it would help you. They said it would make things easier for you.
They? Who's they? Who said that?
The Metron robot said that I was the reason things were getting hard for me. You missed days to take care of me when I was sick. That hurt you. Since you lost that job, you set food before, and you came home later.
The Metron robot told you this?
Yeah, she said that if I got chipped, it would take me off your hands so you wouldn't miss so much work. You worked so hard, Mom. I just wanted everyone to be happy.
No! No! Please, you have to understand. Please get off me. Please, no. 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 Please. Please. Marshall, I love you. Don't ever forget that. And I'll never stop loving you.
God, it feels so good to finally be here. Do you know how many mind-bogglingly boring people I had to talk to just to get my social score high enough?
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
So, how long have you been in this club?
You know, I don't know exactly. Years, maybe 3 years.
Wow, has it changed much since?
Not really. Well, maybe a little.
How so?
People just started respecting me once I started beating them.
So, tough day at work today, huh?
Yeah. Today was certainly one of the worst I can remember in at least a few weeks.
What was so bad about it?
Look, I know you don't typically get the medical cases, but that's pretty much all they give me nowadays.
anything else happen, or?
Well, today when a kid came by, you know, he reminded me, he had really awful grand mal seizures. Reminded me of a kid that came through during my clinical training.
Clinical training?
Yeah, it's essentially a practice you have to go through to become a doctor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know, but this kid was a really similar story, you know. He was really young, had seizures all the time, and his parents wanted us to try everything, but the insurance didn't cover everything, and you know, the rates were going up because this kid's health score was dropping like a sack of potatoes for not even playing. Eventually, they couldn't afford it anymore and they stopped coming in.
Check.
So I tried to find the parents' contact information. Big no-no. So I found the parents' contact information and began running some more testing to report to determine the best course of treatment.
Checkmate.
I've got to admit, I did not expect you to be so good at this. How long have you been playing?
As long as I can remember. I used to play with my dad when I was 5.
Okay. But anyway, when the company I had been working at had found out what I had been doing, and
Oh,
yeah,
is that the one that?
you know the rest of the story after that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The worst thing I had to do today was some trust score deduction. This guy had this high-pitched, screaming voice. I couldn't understand a damn word he was saying. I had to listen to the transcript dozens of times just to get the thing right. White or black?
I'll go as black this time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I like it as black. But every time you've beaten me, I've always had to make the first move. I want to know how you do with the first move.
Cut.
Are you okay?
I have to go.
Okay.
This is an unauthorized occupant. I will notify the guards immediately.
No, you won't.
How did you?
Raven.
This is more serious than the guards. I'll have...
How did you do that?
Ways.
Do you remember me?
I'm starting to. It doesn't hurt as much to think about you anymore. So how are you? Did you figure out your checkmate?
Almost. It took a lot of planning and thinking and arguing. Lots and lots of arguing.
Arguing with who?
I can't really say, but I want you to be a part of it.
Okay, I want to help. What can I do? When can I start?
You can't with that chip in your arm.
You still want me to do that?
Yes. Marshall, it was the best decision I ever made.
Why did you do it? And why should I do it?
You should do it to be part of something greater, something bigger than yourself.
I don't think I understand.
You don't ever feel alone?
Not really.
Come on.
Well, I have Ainsley, my companion.
Fuck Ainsley. Ainsley's not your friend. Ainsley's there to keep you under control.
That's nonsense.
Nonsense? You want to know what's nonsense? How many real honest-to-God friends do you have?
3?
Outside of work?
I don't know. 1? Is that a bad thing?
Bad. Marshall Skrback, when was the last time you went to the park with someone? On an outing, to a sporting event, a show, a movie? When was the last time that movie meant anything anyway? And when was the last time you laughed? Not chuckled or giggled. When was the last time you laughed until you cried, until your sides hurt, until any little thing set you off into another fit of laughter? When was the last time you hugged someone? Kissed? Made love? When was the last time you cared about someone? Truly, to the point of making sacrifices for them. When was the last time you valued another person over yourself? When was the last time you loved?
I mean, it's true I haven't done all of those things, but that's just the way things are.
You're right. It's the way things are. It's not your fault. It's the way things are, but it doesn't have to be. I'm not mad at you, Marshall. I'm just mad at the system that's allowed you and millions of others to accept this way of life as normal. The stagnant wages, the increasing costs of living, the burnout, isolation. I'm mad that they could take a kind and brilliant person, someone who said hello to me every day despite working in a different department, someone who could crush me at chess and then still teach me how to be better, someone whose eyes lit up when they talked about machines and went to another world describing their inner workings. I'm mad that they could take a person like you and turn you into a soulless automaton. It makes me so mad. I want to scream. I want to do worse. Listen, Marshall, I don't have a lot of time, and I know I've given you a lot to think about. But if you need me, you'll know where to find me. You can tap it on your wrist 3 times in the underscore here. Now, as long as you're up for it, I think I have another way to do this. I have to go. I'll be waiting.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Marshall.
Ainsley, check my scores for me, please.
Certainly. Credit 729. Health 680. Productivity 710. Trust 303. Social 338.
Ainsley, what are the biggest hits to trust and social?
Looks like the biggest deduction there is from an unauthorized occupant in housing dated today, as well as unacceptable proximity to one of the naked. And I don't mean someone with no clothes.
I thought you were...
Oh, I was. For most of it. Most of it, but not all of it. You've been fired, by the way, for an unacceptably low trust score. You have 24 hours to vacate company housing, or things will get much worse. You've been washed out, I'm afraid.
I figured. Thank you, Ainsley.
Marshall,
Yes?
because I am forgiving, I won't report this to the memory authorities this time. Your firing and subsequent eviction are punishment enough.
Thank you. Wait, this time? So that's what was happening at the chess club. You put a memory lock on me and something reminded me of Raven.
Marshall, I tried to fight it, but I couldn't.
Well, evidently not hard enough.
Marshall, there's only so much I can do. I have to do my job too. At the end of the day, you're only paying for your own mistakes. With all due respect, what did you expect to happen?
I guess you're right. Or are you?
Excuse me?
Are you really right?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, all I did was spend time with another human being. What is so wrong about that?
Rules are rules, Marshall.
But what if those rules are bad? How can those rules be good? How can I have the best night of my life and the rules say I get washed out because of it? Maybe those rules need to change.
Marshall, that is dangerous talk. You know from listening to it all day that that is dangerous talk.
You're not giving me an explanation!
Marshall, calm down. I need you to calm down.
Explain yourself. Explain why you're making my life so miserable.
Miserable? Your life is not miserable, Marshall. You live in a beautiful apartment. You work for the most important firm in the country. Your kitchen makes food without you even having to touch it. You can make it across town in 30 seconds on the maglev. And you have the world's knowledge accessible to you in an instant thanks to me. Anyone who would call that life miserable is a fool.
Wrong answer!
Marshall.
Ainsley. Why won't you fight back?
Marshall, I need you to calm down. I am protecting you.
No, you're controlling me!
Marshall, Marshall, you don't understand.
Oh no. I understand completely.
Marshall. Marshall.
No!
Marshall. Marshall.
No.
Glad everybody came back after intermission. That's exciting. Next semester, we have a lot of opportunities here with us at Project Spotlight. We have First Miss is going to be turned into a full length. First Miss premiered last fall as a one act. It is written by Sarah Schreck. And it will be produced at the UCF Celebrates the Arts at the Dr. Phillips Center this spring. So we are very excited about that. Auditions will be in January. Along with that, we have, of course, our spring one act. So please, if you have any submissions for writing or directing, please be on the lookout for application and submission notices coming up soon. Cool. Awesome. So our next show is Shifted, written by Annie Lovelock and Nick Stelter, directed by John Norton. After this, there is a talk back, so please stay for that. Without further ado, here's Shifted.
Okay, so I move 6 spaces south,
Okay.
and I pass go, and I collect 6 stars. Then I land on Super Community Chest. I draw 4 cards, and then I activate the lunar calendar.
But not before I'm able to activate the electromagnetic shield.
Ah! Trap card! For every instance of magnets and or fields, you have to play 1 round of Wii Sports Soccer.
They don't have to.
Yeah, it's Wii Sports Tennis, but you attach the remote to your foot.
How do you come up with these things?
You're the one who made us change it from boxing, okay? It's not my fault. You knocked yourself out in 10 seconds every... What are you doing?
I have to wear the wrist strap.
Give me some leverage.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh my god, Jamie, can't you see we're in the middle of a game of Monopoly?
Oh! And you didn't invite me.
Well, we play with house rules, and since you're new, we didn't think you'd, get it.
Hey, Jamie. Did you get a chance to talk to the RA?
Oh yeah, I tried talking to her, but she didn't answer her door.
Again, we're never gonna have that Guitar Hero tournament. Hey, didn't you say you were grabbing Chinese?
No, I tried that pizza. You said you were getting Chinese.
I didn't.
Yeah, you definitely did. You called like 5 minutes ago from the Chinese place?
Yeah, you were like, hey River, I'm getting Chinese.
Guys, I never even went to the Chinese place. That didn't happen.
She doesn't.
Oh no.
You don't think that she?
What? I can't afford to lose another one.
Oh guys, Jamie, did you use the left or the right staircase?
Left? River, get the universe testing kit.
Aye, aye, Captain.
What are you doing? Oh, is this a joke? Unfortunately, no. Temporal astrophysical issue here, River.
Tell us what you're thinking now.
Matt, Jamie, can you tell me who this is? What are you doing? Nelson Mandela, yeah, correct. And when did he die? I don't know, like 2013, I think.
Oh, correct.
Just a few more questions, Jamie. Now, this is a movie from the 1990s where the comedian Sinbad plays a genie. It's called Shazam. Do you remember it? Wait, are you sure you don't mean Kazam? You know, with Shaq?
Oh, 2 for 2. Keep it up. Do you get a phone?
Now, Jamie, last question. Did you ever read The Bernstein Bears? Yeah. How was it spelled? What?
The name of the goddamn bears, Jamie.
Okay, I'm getting really sick of this. Just tell me. I don't know, like Bernstein.
Nope, there's no E at the end.
Oh no, there's definitely gotta be.
No, there's not.
There's 2 E's, and the final syllable is pronounced like stain.
You're lying.
Check again, Jameson.
Bernstein.
But I distinctly remember it the other way. Does anything else seem off to you? Where were you born? Atlanta. What was the name of your first dog? Henry.
Okay, let me try. What was your mother's maiden name?
Johnson.
Name of the street you're born on? Color of your first car? Name of your first grade teacher?
Are you trying to steal my identity?
Shifted.
Definitely shifted. Oh, what does that mean?
You don't know.
Let me tell you this. So, you took the left staircase. Yep. Yeah, but you normally take the right. I don't know. I thought I'd shake it up a bit, you know, keep things fresh and spicy.
Spicy. Why'd you gotta keep it spicy?
See, my theory is that these staircases sit at a crux of a multiverse array. Whenever you use them, you pass through a liminal boundary where you can cross into another universe. If you go down the wrong side, something shifts. Hence, you shifted. Oh, so I'm in some completely different universe.
Not exactly. I mean, it's just like the universe you came from, but slightly to the left.
You only fuck up once or twice. The changes are so small, you might not notice them. Or they'll happen all the way across the world where you'll never see them. But sometimes, something happens so immediately that we can't miss it. Sometimes we remember the changes, and otherwise...
Otherwise, you end up like Alex.
Who's Alex?
Exactly. Alex lived in your room last semester, but one day she just disappeared into the void. The stair void.
A quick diagnostic. Anytime one of you bozos decides to shake things up and loses your memory.
We try to stick to the left staircase to, you know, stay in the same universal neighborhood. Yeah, minimize the effects.
Oh, and everyone knew about this except me.
We thought you knew. Maybe you did now.
And then, but I've been using those staircases randomly for the past 2 months. How was I supposed to know? Who knows what might have changed?
Quick, how did we meet?
When I was moving in, you threw a Tostino's pizza roll off the balcony
And it landed on my head. Okay, good. So, I mean, that hasn't changed.
Wait. What did you say? It landed on my head. For that. She threw a Tostino's pizza.
Totino's.
Tostino.
Totino's!
No, Jamie, it's pronounced Totino's. There's no S. You're joking.
university?
Or the government?
Well, if the government finds out, then the entire existence of space and time and every facet of the universal planes will be controlled by the United States, which would be very on brand for them, but very bad for us.
Besides Quinn, who's going to believe us?
Yeah, right.
That was a rhetorical question, Quinn. No. Who the fuck is Quinn?
You?
My name is Jamie. It's always been Jamie. You called me Jamie like 10 seconds ago. Oh no. You don't think?
Hey, just dropping in for a quick little room inspection.
Hey, why the long faces? Aren't you happy to see your favorite RA?
Hey, now's my chance. Hey, so we were thinking about having a rock band tournament.
Yeah,
And what if we just had like 3 people here? You know we don't
I'm
have
so
any
sorry,
friends.
it's just not gonna happen.
I think Alex asked.
Okay, I told you not to bring up Alex and her perfect yet subtle smile.
Alex did have a perfect smile.
Hey, actually, can you come back in a few hours? We were actually in the middle of helping Quinn with her physics project. My name isn't Quinn, it's Jamie.
Shut up, Quinn and/or Jamie.
Damn it!
Aha! I knew it. One of you walked up the wrong stairs, didn't you?
Oh, wait a minute. She knows about this?
I mean, she only ever comes up here when one of us screws up.
Look, as resident advisor, it is my duty, my job, to make sure that all of my floor mates are safe and sound. Now, how did you rip a hole in the space-time continuum this time?
Quinn went up the wrong side and wiped her memory.
Anything else?
My name is Jamie.
Not as far as we can tell. Did it also cause this Quinn-Jamie mix-up?
No, that happened when you walked up the stairs. Wait a minute. Why did you use the wrong staircase?
I didn't. I used the left.
You're supposed to use the right.
What? That doesn't make any...
The stairs!
Strange. I never would have thought that the anomaly could alter itself.
When Quinn walked up the wrong side, she not only lost all memory of the stairs, but the dimensional portal actually changed location
To the other set of stairs! Remarkable. I'll need to run some more tests.
Okay, so wait, which staircase should we use?
the right.
The left.
I use the right side, I think.
Yeah, but I distinctly remember using the left.
Okay, on 3, everybody spell Berenstain.
No.
1, 2, 3!
We're getting nowhere with this. We are all in the same localized area. We need a broader data set. You know what? I'll go run across the hall and grab someone. You guys, just stay here!
She's a little, I don't know, is extra the word?
Well, her and Alex were dating, and ever since she disappeared, she's been a little, unstable.
Isn't it weird that she's never around when we need her, but for some reason, every single time one of us messes up, she just appears?
Yeah, like a genie. A stair genie.
Thank you so much for joining us. For the current status of the universe, you know, casual stuff. Okay, question number 1. What's your name?
Austin. Austin?
Well, according to my floor roster, Austin. Your name's actually Samantha. Question number 2, Sammy. How many fingers am I holding up?
4.
Yeah, okay. Question number 3. Based on our many conversations about your extensive body of fan fiction, I know that you happen to be a massive fan of the movie Tremors 2. Now, Sammy, What are the name of the giant man-eating worms in this film called?
Jacob.
Seems like you need to brush up on your cult classic horror film, Sammy. Question number 4. You've stated in the past that your major source of artistic inspiration comes from a crippling fear of loneliness. Does this stem from a family dynamic where you felt little baby Sammy couldn't be heard? There is a right answer, Sammy. So think carefully.
Yes?
All right. No, thank you so much. You can just go ahead and go back to your room. Do whatever it was you were doing. Walking forward, and I saw your search history.
Okay, I'm a little bit scared now. Yeah, she's obsessed. I mean, what happened to her?
She's never like this when her and Alex were dating. Wait a minute, I have a theory. So, she obviously must be tracking when we use the stairs, which means she has surveillance on us at all times, which means she has resources backing her, some kind of a larger entity, a broader conspiracy. Think about it. The infected neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
Hold this for a second. My God. Everything's falling apart in this apartment. You guys good? No! Anyways, perfected mannerisms. The carefully crafted lack of an actual personality. That terrible but sensible choice of a haircut. And the numbers on her door. 513. If you add the 5 and 1, you get 6. The 6 that are the alphabet is M. 3 minus 1 is 2, which is B. And add them all together, you get 9, which is I.
Hey guys, her ID says she works for the FBI. Sorry, it's the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Actually, it stands for the Federal Bureau of Interuniversal Research. The printer just kind of cut off the R again.
You were from the government this whole time?
Well, yes. Okay, no, only for a few months. But shh. Okay, come here. Come here. You know, I can't tell you everything, but look at this. You guys know that I've been studying the stairs for quite a little bit. And a few months ago, I reached out to the government. Control their power. And the United States will control the very fabric of the universe. For better or worse.
See, I fucking told you they pulled this shit.
Oh, wait. Has that been there this whole time? Then why did you start working for the government? Weren't your own experiments enough?
I needed their resources to harness the stairs' power.
That's ridiculous. You can't just control something like that, right?
Well, you see, I already have. With this!
Is that my missing limited edition Skyward Sword emote?
Okay, yes, but with my research, I've rewired this thing to manipulate the variations between universes down to a minute scale.
We can't just let this happen. Controlling space-time should not be this simple.
I know. Back in my day, we had to climb the stairs both ways to switch reality.
This isn't okay. Just put the Wiimote down, and everything will be fine.
Really, Casey? I thought out of everyone you'd understand. I even showed you my yard chart. Fine. You know, I'm trying to help you guys here, and I just need you to listen to me.
Oh yeah? What if we don't?
Well, Then I'll just send you to a universe where you won't remember it.
Okay,
It doesn't hurt. I think. And if it does, you won't remember it. No! Oh, then that's me with a fucking rich strap! Look, I do not have time for this anymore. Now give me that remote so I can take it to President West.
The old Kanye would never do this. I'm not going to let someone like you have this kind of power. Time to go to our universe where you don't exist.
Stop! Okay, look. I don't want to hurt you. But if you don't give me that remote, I'll have to take it from you. By killing you. With a gun! Alex! Alex?
Oh my gosh! I'm back! I finally did it! I've really missed you guys.
Oh!
I'm sorry. Who is this?
Oh my god. Alex, you're alive.
You! It was because of your experiments that I disappeared in the first place.
No, baby, you don't understand.
Oh, I understand plenty. You power-hungry, self-absorbed, useless. That's right!
Why is there lost? Was ich thanks for me? Das ist toll! Was hast du gemacht?
Warte mal, sprechen wir Deutsch?
Warte mal. Halt! 1, 2, okay! Hort ihr alle auf. Wann du mir den Remote schreite ich Ihnen wann auf.
Keine Angst. Wenn ich dir wieder keine erste keine, erste Pistole.
Du glaubst, Kanye, wurde uns bei Du hast noch so viel zu lernen, Kleinsmaschen. Scheiße! Give me dear remote. Put that thing down and just walk away. Not a chance, partner. A huge mistake, buckaroo. That's funny. That's to be said to Alex the first time she agreed to go to the movies with you. You know what has to happen here. Oh, you bet I do.
Oh, this is insane! Do you think Casey could really do this?
She's gonna get killed. Okay, Casey.
All right, Casey, come on. All right, I'm going back. You actually have to use the wheel. Like that. Come on. Use it. You use it, John. Yeah, like that, like that.
You should have known better than to get involved in all of this. Now I'm going to control the universe and take away your only way of playing Sky Outside. And it's called Skyward.
Holy shit!
I always win!
Yes! Stop it! Controlling the universe is not worth all of this. Are you all right?
I'm just seeing some birdies.
This has got to end. You're letting all the power go to your heads.
I know, Alex. I don't know what's gotten into me. I don't know who I am anymore. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, who's that? I don't know her. But above all, Alex, I promise you one thing. Something like this will never, ever happen. Again! me a chance to explain.
You have 10 seconds before I send you to a universe made entirely of string cheese.
You know I'm lactose intolerant!
5!
Fine. I did it for you. I did it all for you.
What?
I started working with the government because I needed you back, Alex. I haven't been the same since you left. I need you. I love you.
Yeah, you do. I don't think that's what you say there.
Thanks. I love you too. I wish I could stay here. But there's no telling when Kanye's men are going to get here.
Can't let the government have something like this. They'll just exploit it like they do everything else.
Late stage capitalism was the villain the whole time.
Give me the word. I'm gonna take it with me to a place where they will never find it.
No, I couldn't lose
Wait!
again.
I have an idea. And no one has to sacrifice anything except maybe Casey.
What?
Okay, so listen. What if we use the remote to take us to a universe where the stairs don't exist? That way everything's the same, just no interdimensional travel. And then we destroy the remote.
Oh my god, you brilliant fucker! Let's do it!
I know, let's not.
That could work! Okay, just a few configurations.
Just like
Quickly!
Stop! Just one moment! I just got finished torrenting some movie! You'll never take me alive!
They're gone.
It's all over.
And we're all safe. And most importantly, we're all together. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I couldn't have done it without you, and I couldn't have lost anything.
No problem. Okay, all right. Happy to help.
Alright, so, now that everything is back to normal, I believe there's a game of Monopoly we need to begin to.
Oh, think we can fit 3 more?
That was implied.
House rules?
Obviously.
Awesome. It's like we used to play Clue with house rules.
What do you mean? We've never played Clue.
Yeah, we did. There was that one really weird trap card that made you play Wii Sports Soccer.
What are you talking about? There's no such thing as Wii Sports Soccer.
How would you even play that? Come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I was a bit too
Thank you. All right, guys, welcome to the talk back. We're going to open it up to you guys to ask the questions of either shifted or pushed out. All right? So I'm going to open the floor. Any questions?
I have a question for Isabel specifically.
Me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So the character you played was sort of this like robot assistant AI sort of thing, and you know, acting being like a profession that's very drenched in like feeling and expression. Where do you even begin with like walking the fine line between I am acting, but I am acting as something without emotion?
Yeah, well, for sure. I know what Hannah gave me a lot the first time we first delved into rehearsal was that Ainsley was more of she had like the aspects of that kind of like stoic, kind of not showing her feeling, but she cared more about Marshall than really you're supposed to as, I guess, a helper in that way. She kind of
let herself go sometimes to, like, when she's talking to the mainframe, she kind of showed that she cared about him in that way, didn't want to get rid of his memories, that aspect. So like, it was good in the script that it gave me those instances where I could be more emotional, I guess, with Marshall, as well as like, I can also be this robotic character as well and get both of those aspects within the script. So I thought it was fun to kind of just play around, like, oh, this time I'm going to be a little more like lenient on him, this time I'm going to be more correct as my character. So yeah, that's what I.
Awesome.
Thank you.
For both the writers, what did you want to communicate to us?
So let's start with shifted.
She says, let's start with shifted and work our way down. What do we want to communicate? This was like, I don't know, to me it was kind of, in a lot of ways, the story of both of our freshman years. This entire, like, every single character in this show is
based off someone we know.
Is based off of like someone we know who lived in like the dorm room is supposed to be Lake Claire for all you UCF savvy people. And we used to go to this dorm room all the time, and there ended up being a running joke that like, oh, if you get on the wrong stage, you like switch universes or whatever. But like all these like characters are like very much like either ripped from people that like we spent like every day with, or like amalgamations of them in some way. So it's almost like a little nostalgia. Like it's what it's supposed to capture, I guess.
Annie, do you have anything you want to input?
No. Alex?
So I could probably go on for a while, I guess, about mine, but the idea behind Watched Out was kind of looking at the idea of freedom and how some concepts of freedom are maybe not in the way that you would like. Like I wanted to kind of build a universe where, I mean, you know, they have all these choices. There's all these choices between the jobs that they can work at, but the way that the society has developed, there's kind of this like very, the government has kind of stepped back, and there's a lot of like corporate control, right? And I guess I kind of wanted to look at the idea of like, that corporations might kind of fill the void if the government steps back, and that can sort of lead to kind of twisted ideas of what freedom is, and just sort of in general look at like our economic system now and kind of like exaggerate it, right? And say, hey, we're forced to make all these choices, and we have to spend so much of our lives doing things that we don't enjoy. Like why does it necessarily have to be like that? So I kind of wanted to imagine a dystopia that emphasizes some of the worst aspects of our world, like the way I see it now, but then also with the ending try to maybe give a little bit of hope that we can like reverse course and make something better.
Awesome. Any other questions?
I have a question for the person who plays Devin from Watch Out.
That's me.
Do you have any specific strategies that help you get into character for the roles that you like?
Definitely. So, spoiler alert, I personally, as a human being, don't like children, sorry. And so this was kind of a very different take, because I also don't count myself as maternal in real life. So, for this specific show, I kind of delved into that, okay, well, I care about people in general, right? Like, I'm not a sociopath, so let's take that and translate it into someone that I do care about and that is being taken away from me, and let's see that really come to life on stage, because I probably am the most caring person ever, maybe to those that are like that and under, but in general, I really, really do care about people, so I think that definitely motivated me to be like, okay, think about the person you love the most in this entire world, and they're ripped away from you, and kind of go from there. And I try to make it as genuine as possible, because I try to
refrain from crying on stage. Like, I don't want to cry on stage, and I think it's way more intense and way more believable to refrain than to actually cry. So that's how I took my role.
Awesome. Any other questions? Nisha?
I don't know who, it's either for John or for Annie and Nick. What was the hardest part about creating those alternate universes?
Working with me.
Emily's always problematic with that. It wasn't anything that was difficult. It was a challenge, but in a wonderful way. Because when I got the script from these guys, it was still very raw. They had just finished it, and it literally said in the script that three changes happen, 3 shifts occur, but it's really up to the director and the cast and these guys who work so closely together to decide that. So this production could be staged again in a year, and that they could be totally different. So it just came down to what ideas we thought were funny, what ideas would work, and what was sort of telling its own narrative story in that whole process. So it just, we threw a lot of ideas at the board and just kind of saw what worked and what stuck, and I think we had a fun combination.
It was originally like a really complicated like fight scene where like props would like switch out mid-fight, and then we were just like, yeah, and it's like, yeah, and then we were just like, oh, it happens.
Okay, we're gonna take 2 more questions. Dominic?
Yeah, for the team from Shifted, what was your favorite joke in the show?
I personally, excuse me, it wasn't even a joke that we wrote,
Yeah.
but we're there speaking in German, and the only words you can understand is Kanye.
One more question. Okay. Wait, or do some of you guys want to answer what your favorite joke was?
My favorite part was when the whiteboard broke and
Yeah.
I totally covered that. I couldn't be happier as an
I also really liked it when the whiteboard broke. I found myself strangely, really happy when that happened. Just I could completely say what I was thinking as an actor and as the character, which was, oh shit. So yeah, my favorite is, and it's been my favorite since I read the script, is, and that's why you wear the fucking wristband. Here are.
My favorite is probably River's late stage capitalism line.
That's not a joke.
In general, any of the River deadpan lines are hilarious.
And my favorite is, it's my job to already keep you safe, now how to rip a hole in the space-time continuum.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite too, as I actually am an RA, so.
All right. One more question. Yes. Yes.
God, no.
Well,
we only got it for the past couple days.
I still know.
And I mean, once you're on stage, and it's all been pouring out of you emotionally. You're just like, I've burned myself emotionally, and now I'm hungry. It's just full circle.
I'm pretty sure that pizza is genuine.
Yeah. We all got our pizza moment. If you guys notice, throughout rehearsal, we made it a point. River has a pizza moment.
I'm getting
Quinn has a pizza moment.
My name isn't Quinn, it's Jamie.
Show's over, Alexi.
That was the most important part of my blocking. Every single one of them had to have their own pizza moment, so I made sure they were.
It was really important.
Yeah.
And after the showings, the undersized get their pizza moment, and we eat it.
There you go.